What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as RideMyAvatar, and today we have none other than Magic Carta's top 16 deck profiles. And oh my goodness, the diversity is here, and I'm excited to say, let's dive into the video. So let's first talk about it. Green Hybrid took the W, and Russell did a fantastic job, and he will be taking King of Green, especially when green has been undervalued all formats. Well, it's really awesome because we're also getting into these more option heavy formats where green memory boost is required. Your memory boosts are required. Your, killing option is required. All this great stuff. So I think Shivamon, great as a counteractive in this format, really has been underrepresented and under thoughtful of. I mean, green can warp into it very easily, especially the green hybrid. So you just need champion into Rhino into Shiva, which is nuts, especially if you're just giving them 3. If they can't get rid of Shivamon right away, you're in a golden spot. I mean, but also having the backup of Ancient Beetlemon, being able to just keep swinging in and popping so that your opponent is losing 2 security checks and 1 not being able to activate. This really does hammer in the idea behind it that this deck is a powerhouse to deal with. Major things that I've noticed here is that even if you didn't even get to do a hybrid on top of, let's just say, JP here, you have this Terriermon here. So when one of your opponent's Digimon becomes suspended, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP for the turn, making it so that Rhino, the Ancient Beetle here, can hit for 15, which was its really struggling point. Was if they got to like tied 13, you weren't trading enough value and damage output that wouldn't apply enough pressure. What also is really powerful is the Golden Rapamon here is also helping out by suspending them down, and then your Ancient Beetle can pierce in and then trigger a trash 1. So you kill a body and hit them for 2 is huge in some circumstances, and it's just really powerful all in all. I mean, the deck ran phenomenally. I mean, you have Gummymon, Minomon, you have Terriermon that shuts off any of the memory boosts, and people still don't understand to check board state. Major things that probably hurt them a lot was having Terriermon on board and not realizing Terriermon negates your memory boosters, your hammer sparks, and stuff like that, because green hasn't done enough for a lot of people to understand what it's trying to do. So just keep that in mind. You have like Terriermon here, but what's really nasty is Calamon here. So, this turn, this Digimon can't attack. He can't attack at all, but he also, when this card is played from your hand, if you have a Guillemon Terrier, which we have 2 Terriers in here, Rena or Imp in play, the play cost reduced by 2. This Digimon can attack, and when your Digimon digivolves by resting this Digimon, gain 1 memory, draw a card, and until the end of turn, one of your Digimon gets 3,000 DP. So that's really cool because you get an extension on a memory, get a draw, and you get plus 3,000 to boot. That now gets you over Susano numbers, which was one of our struggling points in Green Hybrid. So now we have consistent number hits that just justify us to clear through security like a champ. Beetlemon helps search for hybrids and JPs. Metal Kabuterimon rests the 6,000 DP, so mostly you can rest a Rapidmon. The only problem comes down to is that if you are facing against armor, you're not going to be able to activate a lot of your effects because you technically don't delete a Digimon. So it's just one of those things you need to remember, that this deck probably folds a little bit to an armor heavy location, just because this deck can't apply enough pressure to remove all the armor Digimons and kill twice. So that's kind of the big thing about that, is that you don't have that enough 1-for-1 trading with it, that you don't have resources to expense for it. So yeah, like Pokemon here revealing the top 5, trying to get you hybrid pieces and your tamers. You have Mimi here for Mimi's shenanigans. Izzy and Mimi here for if your opponent has a suspended Digimon, gain 2 memory. So if they swung the previous turn and you walk it, they're going to walk into this, and it's hard because you can't. Some decks just can't wait to swing in all at once, and you're just picking them off one by one. So just keep that in mind. And JP's just being able to reduce their hybrids even more is crazy. Cherrymon, just that bridge gap to get into your megas just very easily. And then you have Sama Sentai, being able to suspend a tamer or a opponent's Digimon. You may suspend one of your Digimon to suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers. Your opponent card suspends with the effect cannot suspend until the end of next turn. So being able to lock down a full Digimon for full rotations really does help out, especially since you'll proc other effects. So just keep that in mind, that you just have so much value here. It's not even funny, and Russell did a fantastic job. Now we have Imperialdramon, Tekkenlabramon, and Leomon, of course. But what's really nice about this is that we have Attack Plugin A. This gives your Digimon an extra security check. So as long as you have a tamer, it doesn't require a color option. Now, we know how annoying Imperialdramon is. It can swing twice. Now you give it a security +1 with jamming. Shoot me now. Now you have 4 security checks with jamming. Oh, that's scary, and I don't like it here. That's probably what really got him the W's, was when he could just Pyildra attack plug in early enough, and now you're applying so much pressure that, especially since it is a high rolly deck, if you can apply the pressure even faster, they're really falling behind. If you can get them to 1 by, your second turn, you're winning that game race. So just keep that in mind. Demi Vmons for the draws, Upamon for draw, Vmon for gain of memory, Labramon for gain of memory if you're on jamming, but that's X-Vmon pretty much in a nutshell. Vmon, if you're 7 or fewer, draw a card. Remember, check your opponent's hand every time they activate this effect. That can save you so much trouble. Vmon Searcher, that searches for a free type. Lobomon for hybrid game. X-Vmon jamming himself and then jamming underneath your Pyildra. Leomon, this card is just annoying because even if you just hard play this thing or Digivolve on top of your rookies for the 2 cost, he's now a blocker and he's basically on deletion, gain 2 memory, draw a card. So no matter what, it could pass your opponent's turn, especially under an ice wall. Well, no ice wall in this list. Okay, so never mind that ice wall comment. But Stingmon, draw a card. If you have a blue Digimon in play, draw the card. If you have a blue Digimon in play, you can reduce the cost by 1, so he becomes a 3 cost. RideMyAvatar is just armor, just multicolor, just so you can bridge in to where you need to be. So it's like 5 blue champions and 5 green champions, with RideMyAvatar flipping in between the 2. Dynamon, just locking down any big blockers. Fighter mode, you know what fighter mode does. He basically bounces a 10,000 dB or less to your opponent's hand. And then if your Digimon card, unsuspend one of your opponents, unsuspend one of your Digimon, and then this Digimon has a green Digi-Evolution card, suspend one of your opponents. Imperialdramon Dragon mode, basically take the 2 champions you just Jogressed into and slap them down. And then you can Jogress right back in. Omnimon for Blitz games, can happen. Blue memory boost just to extend your plays. Vulcan's Hammer, aka Hammer Spark, gain a memory. Megadeth, just bounce something. This is so annoying. Suspend, bounce, that's ridiculous. Hidden Potential Discover. One of your green Digimon would Digivolve this turn. You may suspend one of your Digimon to reduce the memory cost by 5. So basically, going into Dragon Mode for free is nastier. Attack plugin, like I mentioned, security check on Pyildra is just nasty. Davis is Davis. Ken and Davis getting more memory per turn is huge. Analog Youth is just mill a couple cards and dig a little deeper. Blue Hybrid, it took 3rd place. This is a little more interesting in my opinion. Well, not really. The only thing, we know what Blue Hybrid has done. Korikaku with Tommy equals infinite stun turns, which gets really annoying. Beowulf bounces the Korikaku or Kumamon back into your hand. Innocent Blizzard just to lock down Up to 3 of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of turn if they trash the bottom of all your opponent's Digimon, and then up to 3. So that basically is a very threatening card. Rattlestar, everybody kind of goes for that Y3. So now bottom decking a level 5 is really important. Howling Memory Boost, just annoying. Blue Memory Boost to go for it. Vulcan Hammer, aka Hammer Spark, gain a memory. Davis, Sora. 4 mats just because 1 memory a turn push is nasty. You have Starabis, you have Madoki Betas, you have Starabi, Boko, Koromon, Upamon. Just all in all nasty stuff. And Kakumon just to really apply any threats on board that you just can kill with a 6000 DP. Very useful, especially when you get to target some stuff that they don't jogger soon enough. Just really useful. And now we're back at Imperialdramon again. Leomon with Larvamon is just so nasty. Jamming, giving in the deck, really good. Leomon, just the gain 2 memory, draw a card. You know, Dynamo Pyildramon. No attack plugin, which is fine. I can live with that. Full playset of jamming Vmons with this Demi Vmon really does help out. X Vmon with jamming. You have Magnamon just for a blocker. RideMyAvatar, armor release when Digivolving suspend a level 4 or lower. You know, just all in all, just consistency incarnate. It's a high rolly deck. What you get, what you got. Ice Wall, Megadeth at 2, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to its owner's hand. What's really nasty about this is just such a better Cocytus Breath. Mimi, because Pyildramon and Dino Beamon can be you can rest the Mimi to hatch or pull out another rookie, which then could lead you into a free hidden potential discover. Just all in all nasty stuff. We have another Imperialdramon list. This is Vuli. Great list. We have Vmon that gains a memory, Larvamon that gains you a memory for jamming, Vmon that adds you cards, Lobomon for hybrid game status, X Vmons because jamming, Stingmon because on play reduce, and then Joggersing basically for a 3 cost is really nasty. Jamming draw with Demi Vs, you know, Vmon, Demi V as well. Chimeramon's a nice surprise tech. It is a very solid tech choice, especially if you want to lower your opponent's Digimon so that you can go straight into fighter mode. Sometimes that's all you need to do just to remove a threat. Imperialdramon Dragon mode, you know, what it is what it is. Ice Wall is Ice Wall, locking things down. 4 Hammer Sparks. Whew. Sorry about that. 4 Hammer Sparks, gain a memory, Megadeth, hidden potential, Davis and Ken, Mimi. You know the drill here at this point. Mastemon did some decent work here. I mean, you got Gregory here on 6th place. We are pretty trucking along here. We're almost through the top 8. Mastemon is a Joggerous deck theme that basically takes all the good stuff of your level 5s instantly going into Maste, which can control the board state and really apply a lot of pressure to your opponent. Creepymon just to help in the yellow matchup. Yellow hybrid in the mirror, just being able to mill some stuff can speed up the game pace. Gadomon's in here just because this is the best card in the deck. Being able to make your Archangel Fallen Angels reduce costs, which means your Magnamon, your Angelwomon, your Lady Devas, stuff like that, just really important. Just getting you so much advantage. Calling from Darkness, basically cycling lost pieces by just popping one. Nice little tidbit. You do not have to have a body as long as you have the purple source. You can activate the card. It is not a requirement to pop. It's similar to Blinding Ray in that aspect. Reinforced Mem Boost, just great card all in all. Chaos Degradation. It helps just get rid of the Reapers. You need stuff to remove things that they're going to put up because you can't pop levels on Reapers. But anyway, Mastemon really doesn't fear much on the Reaper. Hell Scythe, minusing the DP is huge. Kari, because you recover very easily in this deck. Purple Mem Boost, searching out stuff is important. Angelwomon, minusing 2 security checks, huge. Also gains security checks, so Maste gets really threatening. Magna, Angemon, just that recovery 1 situation is huge. Wizardmon, just that Bridger. Black Gato, just to be spammed out through a Mastemon Jagras if you just needed to win that way. Salamon, just another DNA Digivolve with the Gatomon's effect. Candlemon, you may play another purple Digimon card. When you play another purple Digimon, you gain 1 memory. Psychmon just shuts down Reaper. Gazemon, shuts down any memory game through the memory boosters and stuff like that. Really does help out. And Nerumon is just basically drawing fodder. Omnimon's a worth defeat. Surprise Digimon coming out, or if you go Lucemon Chaos Mode, then Digivolve. Well, Mastemon, Jagras play Lucemon Chaos Mode, aka pop a Tamer, then Digivolve into Sword, pop the other Tamer. You're kind of set. Another deck list. Plays 1 Chimeramon, really solid. Creepymon. Also plays 1 Avenged Kidmon. Megidramon's a very interesting tech here. Wasn't expecting this, but delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. If this effect does not delete a Digimon, trash 5 cards from the top layers, both decks. It helps mill out strategies. It's a very useful tech. Creepymon, same thing. You're just milling out your opponent. Chaos Degradation, we already talked about this. Flame, Hellscythe, Purple Memboost. Sora, Mimi, this is really just for the matchup against Reaper or any deck that just doesn't sit on the level 4 end. You're just applying enough pressure here that it just does not matter to them. So just keep that in mind. All in all, great list. We've talked about this. This is just basically stock list at this point. Larbermon's just a staple. With XVmon, it just really goes to town. You know, Hammer Sparks, you know, nothing too crazy out of the ordinary here. Jamming Vmon at 2. Pretty cool. So we have none other than Blue Hybrid taking 9th place. We got Koromon. You know, the whole funness of it all. We have, you know, the Kumamons, Kori Kakus, Beowulfmon, Howling Crusher, Innocent Blizzard, Ice Wall, Hammer Sparks, Matt Ishida, Tommy's, you know, Davis, Sora, Joe. Just straight up punishment because there's not always enough answers to hybrids. Blue Hybrid is just going to do what Blue Hybrid always has done, and that is just punishing control. The deck's not going anywhere. And I feel like even going further into other formats until we have the X antibody option, we are not going to see any relief. Straight up Maste into 10th. We already talked about Maste in general. The only differences here, we have a Cody and we have a TK. TK just gaining memory, booster, you know. And then we have Cody that if you have a yellow Digimon, gain an extra memory. Kari, if you recovery 1, gain a memory. It all just fuddles in. The deck's really solid, I gotta say. Next, Yellow Hybrid showing up at 11th. So you got, you know, Cupimon. You have Upamon for the draw. You know, Salamon's Patamon with the Rapidmon combo. You know, Fire Tornado, aka Flame Memory, Flame, blah, 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 blah. This is Fire Tornado, which is the equivalency of yellow real quick. We'll fix that real quick. It is Holy Flame. That is the card we're looking for. So Holy Flame, basically if they are running into this, if they run into this in security, this could survive you the turn and get you what you need. And just being able to minus the security checks of your opponent's Digimon is huge. Eden's Javelin, the longer the game goes, the more minusing you do. Wyvern's Breath, just kill something off the board. Yellow, memory boost, you need it. Outside of that, just very stock list. Here's a very interesting one. We have Red Yellow Hybrid, which is Gigimon here plus Guillemon promo equals draw 2 every single time. If the longer it survives, the better off you are. You have Kaze, Jet Sylphie, the broken card that just 1 cost recovery 1, and if you use Kari, it's a free cost. Ophanimon fall down mode, just basically digivolving on top of Jet Sylphie. Avenged Kidmon, being able to cycle back your options really helps prevent deck out because you do have Susano. Surprise Zord defeats are nasty. I think that really puts the deck ahead. Crimson Blade helps control wide board stance, especially if they are going against the hybrid match, not hybrid matchup. You want to, this card helps against the blue Imperialdramons and Maste, just because shutting down Maste's ability for Digimon to come out of security, or, you know, being able to free play stuff, it really does help out. And then 6,000 DP is huge. Gaia Force, boom, go, get out of here. Eden's Javelin, very solid. Reinforced Mem Boost. Flame Tornado, aka Holy Flame. TK Kari, TK, and then TK Kari. You know, gain 2 memory, extensions, really huge. All in all, very solid list. I'm not surprised this topped. Next, the armor list. So we got basically standard stuff. Surprise Shivamon is really useful. I mean, this is Imperialdramon with the top end that I've always said you guys need the top end. Shivamon just really helps out in the long game. Just shutting down options is really huge, especially in the mirror match. They can't just Mega Def you out, Ice Wall you to kill you. Armor Texture, or even the Flame Rocket's just solid. Jamming Veemon's just in here. Magna, Pyldra, Chimera, Shikuya, Recovery, and then just get rid of the level 6, or depending on how far you go. It does have a cap, so that's just how that is. Mastemon, very stock list. I mean, Avenged Kidmon's really the only added surprise factor, and that's just to cycle back your options if you're going to get decked out. Next, another armor deck. Not terrible here. You know, got Flame, Magna, and RideMyAvatar. Shikuya with Pyldra, Imperialdramon, Fighter Mode, Dragon Mode, and then a Paladin Mode just to help in that weird circumstances in the grind matchups, so you can just control their board back and you just can constantly apply pressure. Ice Wall, Blue Mem Boost, Vulcan's Hammer, aka Hammer Spark, Mega Death, Hidden Potential Discover, you know, the fun stuff. It's basically blue-green hybrid, just with Veemon as the main focal. And then, not Imperialdramon. And then you have hybrid, of course, as taking the final 16th place. You guys did a fantastic job. I'm very proud of you. Hopefully we see more fantastic win rates. Hopefully you guys keep it up, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!